Hello Dr. Nicholas, it's me Badrul Amin from Group 8, followed by my group members Amirah, Alia Afiqah, Mohamad bin Raimat, and Charles Luanga Banta. So today we would like to present our case study of Toraja indigenous belief system. Without further ado, let's start with our introduction by Amirah.
Durkheim, in his book Elementary Forms of Religious Life, is widely considered one of the most original and profound works on religion. In view of his religious study, he was attracted by the connection between science and religion. Durkheim defines religion as a unified system of belief and practices that are related to sacred objects and that unite all those who stick to them into a singular moral community known as a church. Durkheim's research also defined the four fundamental forms of religious life, which are supernatural, divinity, magic, beliefs, and rites. By examining the most fundamental forms, Durkheim aimed to uncover the fundamental principles that influence all religious life, thereby emphasizing the fundamental connection between religion and society. In this discussion, we have chosen the Torajan people as a case study that will analyze their culture in relation to Durkheim's elementary forms. The Torajan people are an ethnic group that live in the southern mountains of Sulawesi, which is one of the largest islands in Indonesia. They are known their complex death rituals, which include preserving and recreating the bodies of the dead based on custom and considered their unique traditions. Hence, the focus of the discussion will be the case study of the Torajan people in Sulawesi, Indonesia. By applying Durkheim's framework, this discussion will examine the four elementary forms of religious life from an anthropological and sociological point of view, therefore providing a perceptive case study of how these elements function within their society.
Okay, hi, so my name is Charles Banta. I will talk about Durkheim ideas of supernatural on reviewing the case study about the Toraja. So the Toraja religions explains the supernatural through the concept of collective effervescence and the idea that the supernatural is closely tied to the collective consciousness of the community. Like Toraja religions emphasize the importance of collective rituals and ceremonies, and also particularly during funerals, so which are attended by the entire community. And these collective participants create a sense of shared experience and collective effervescence where the community comes together and to celebrate and honor deceases. And they believe in the existence of localized spirits that dwell in the natural world, such as mountains, rivers, and stones. So these spirits are believed to be closely tied to the lands and are often revered through the ritual and offerings. So this emphasis on ancestral and spiritual connections reinforced the idea that the supernatural is an integral part of the collective consciousness and is deeply rooted in the community's relationship with the land. Okay, so for another explanation is like the Toraja believe the preserving the bones of the deceased in family tombs is essential to ensure the ancestral blessings, like because this practice reinforce the idea that the supernatural is closely tied to the collective consciousness and that the ancestors plays a significant role in the community's spiritual life. So this bridge a communication between the living and the dead, emphasizing the idea of supernatural. So thus, Durkheim's theories on the supernatural are vividly illustrated through the religious practice of the Toraja people. And the strong connection between the livings and the ancestor spirits highlights the enduring significance of the supernatural in reinforcing communities, bonds, and spiritual life. So that's all for me. Let's move on to another slide. Thanks.
Next, I will talk about the idea of divinity that can be exemplified by the religious practice of the Toraja people of Indonesia. Their indigenous religion, Alwi that we can translate it into the way of the ancestor, does not center on a single supreme deity. Instead, It includes a diverse pantheons of gods, spirits, and ancestral beings, each with specific function within the Toraja cosmology itself. This aligns with Durkheim's assertion that early forms of religion typically involve multiple spiritual entities rather than monotheism. The Toraja religion, Alut Tadolo, provide a compelling illustration of Durkheim's arguments about the idea of divinity. The Toraja people worship a variety of deities associated with natural elements. For instance, Pong Lalondong, that governs the realm of afterlife and is honored during a funerary rites to ensure that the disease safe journey to Puya, or what we can translate it into the lands of soul. The second one is Indo Ongon Ongon, which is another significant deity that linked to fertility and agriculture. This diversity of venerated divine figures underscores the integrated nature of their belief system, which is closely tied to their daily life and their environment. Therefore, divinity in Alut Tadolo is characterized by a complex interconnected system of deities, ancestor spirits, and nature spirits in which they all playing a vital role in a spiritual and cultural life of the Torajan people itself. These divine entities are not only object of worship, but also integral to the Toraja worldview that shaping their interaction with the natural and supernatural realms. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Hello, it's me Badrul Amin. Now let's move on to the next part, which is the belief and rights. In this part, the first point that we would like to highlight is the sacred and profane mentioned by Durkheim. In the Toraja community, their indigenous religion Alut Tadolo, in managing death events could be understood with the terms of sacred and profane. Their belief towards afterlife for the deceased is sacred, and the ways to manage funerals according to the social status of the deceased. So according to Durkheim again, the nature of sacred things and the qualities and the powers assigned to them and its interactions are all expressed through beliefs, myths, dogmas, which is a system of representation. So what happened? What happened if we apply world religion lens to the sacred and profane terms towards the Toraja community in handling their funerals? Despite Toraja community are also practicing world religion such as Christianity or Islam, their methods in funeral during death events will be considered as profane, of course, if we view it with a world religion lens. But Durkheim explains that even anything can be sacred, and even the sacred can interact with the profane. This is illustrated by another example of Imam Durkheim's, which is Buddhism becomes a religion because of the practices that the followers believe that it is sacred, even though there is an absence of God. So thus, the Alut Tadolo practices in managing death is believed to be sacred, that it initiates the rites. The next point from beliefs and rites is hierarchy of beings. The hierarchy of beings can also be questioned to understand more about Toraja community in handling their funerals. So, is there any significance of power in the concept of hierarchy by the world religion in relation to Alut Tadolo? The world religion concept is the higher beings are considered as higher or superior, and the man or human is ranked inferior, making he or she becomes dependent towards the higher power. This is stated by Durkheim in his work, The Elementary Forms of Religious Life. However, This is totally different in Aluk Todolo beliefs, where the deceased themselves can achieve higher power, and this is determined by their social status. The funerals held upon them is an indication of the status that they have, such as the numbers of cows that are being sacrificed during the funerals, and the numbers of their belongings to be put together at their resting place. Hence, this shows that the hierarchy is more flexible in the Toraja's indigenous religion, which is the Aluk Todolo. Thank you.
Next, let's talk about magic and religion by Toraja community. So for Imam Durkheim idea of magic, which distinguishes it from religion by emphasizing its individualistic nature, where the practitioner seeks specific personal gains through manipulation of supernatural force. Unlike religion, which fosters communal bonds and shared moral values, magic is more solitary and functional. The Toraja community of Indonesia offers a vivid example of this distinction through the intricate funeral practice, which blend religious reverence with magical elements. So for Toraja, that is pivotal transitions marked by elaborate ceremonies that not only honor the deceased but also aim to ensure a favorable afterlife journey and blessings for the living. Practice such as preserving the body with herbal elixirs, blankets, and formalin injections, as well as creating Tao statues, reflect a belief in the magical power of this act to maintain a connection with the deceased. These rituals aim at keeping the spirit of the deceased close and securing protection for the family. Demonstrate Durkheim idea of magic as a means to achieve specific outcomes. Despite the community's most common adherence to the Christianity and Islam, which typically do not support such practice, these ancient traditions persist as a sign of respect for their ancestor, showcasing the enduring interplay between religious beliefs and magical practice. This blending illustrates how deeply rooted cultural customs can go beyond and coexist with newer religious framework, underscoring the complex nature of human belief system.
In conclusion, the case study of the Torajan people in their cultural and religious life is ultimately reflected in Emil Durkheim's 4 elementary forms of religious practice. The Torajan people's case study offers an important viewpoint on 4 elementary forms of religious life in the practical application of magic, the divinity of ancestors, the integration of the supernatural into daily life, and the social cohesion facilitated by beliefs and rituals. These insights, which underscore the diversity, adaptability, and the characteristics of indigenous religions, contribute to the anthropological perspective on the functions of religion in various cultures. These components not only determine an argument for understanding the Torajan people's worldview, but they also demonstrate the intricate processes by which religious belief and practices reinforce cultural identity and social cohesion.